What are the chakras? Think of chakras as wheels of energy spinning along your spine, points in your body that link to nerves, organs, and even emotions. The word chakra literally means wheel in Sanskrit, and in these ancient teachings there are said to be dozens, even over 100 of such points. In practice, most of us focus on the 7 main chakras that run from the base of the spine up to the top of the head. These 7 big ones are like major energy points. When they're open and balanced, we feel centered and vital. When they're blocked, we might feel out of sorts. In many spiritual traditions, each chakra is associated with a color, a part of the body, and certain feelings or life themes. I remember the first time I heard about the chakras. I was skeptical, but also curious. Can focusing on an energy center in your body actually help you feel better? Over time, I learned that even if this sounds mystical, the practices around chakras are very practical, usually involving meditation, breathing, gentle movement, and self-reflection. The 7 main chakras. The root chakra sits at the very base of your spine, think tailbone or pelvic floor. This is your foundation, like the roots of a tree, and it's all about feeling safe, grounded, and stable. When your root chakra is healthy, you might feel secure and steady in life. If it's blocked, you could feel anxious about basic things like money, shelter, or personal safety. In fact, people say an open root chakra helps us feel grounded and secure, both physically and emotionally. To nurture this chakra, you can try simple practices like standing or sitting with a firm posture. Personally, I like to do grounding exercises. For example, standing poses. Imagine tree pose or mountain pose, or even walking barefoot on grass or soil. I breathe deeply and visualize a warm red light at the base of my spine, imagining it growing roots into the earth. Sometimes I repeat a mantra like "I am safe" to reinforce that feeling. Over time, these practices tend to instill a sense of calm and courage. Many people find that when their root chakra is balanced, feelings of fear or scattered energy start to fade, making it easier to focus on the day or what things we have to do. Moving up a little, the sacral chakra is located just below your belly button, in your lower abdomen. It's often linked to the color orange and has to do with creativity, pleasure, and emotion. Think of it as your creativity and passions. The sacral chakra ties into how freely we express joy, intimacy, and creative ideas. If this chakra feels blocked, some people report feeling creatively stuck, having trouble expressing feelings, or even experiencing physical issues around the lower belly like urinary or lower back discomfort. In my own journey, I've noticed that when I'm feeling flat or unmotivated, spending time on activities that excite my creative side, painting, dancing, cooking a new dish, seems to light up that orange glow. Water is also connected here. Taking a warm bath or swimming can be nourishing for the sacral chakra. A simple practice is to do some hip-opening stretches or pelvic tilts in yoga and imagine drawing in vibrant orange energy. I also try to play and explore. For example, I might spend a few minutes free writing ideas or listening to music I love, all while breathing deeply into that lower belly. Gradually, this practice can bring back a sense of joy, fluidity, and confidence in our creative life. Higher still, at your upper belly, around your diaphragm or stomach area, is the solar plexus chakra, often visualized as a bright yellow sun. This one is all about personal power, confidence, and self-esteem. When the solar plexus chakra is open, you might feel confident and motivated. When it's closed, you may notice self-doubt, perfectionism, or low energy. This is the chakra of personal power. To work with your solar plexus, try breathing deeply into your belly and imagining a warm yellow light expanding with each inhale. Core strengthening yoga poses, like boat pose or strong plank, can also fire it up, as can sunlight, sitting in the sun for a few minutes. Another helpful tip is mindful breathing. Place your hands on your stomach. Breathe in, feeling your belly rise, and mentally push out any tension or doubt on the exhale. Over time, I found that doing these practices, even for just a few minutes, gave me a lift in willpower. It feels like I can stand a little taller and face my day with a bit more motivation. The heart chakra sits in the center of your chest and is traditionally green or sometimes pink. This one is famously about love, compassion, and connection. It's the bridge between the lower chakras of survival and power and the upper chakras of communication and spirituality. Essentially, the heart chakra governs how we give and receive love. A balanced heart chakra means you feel love and empathy. A blocked one can show up as heartache, grief, or a tendency to isolate oneself. Many people, myself included, find that heart-opening yoga poses help, like gentle back bends, cow pose or cobra, or standing chest openers. I also practice loving kindness meditation. I close my eyes and focus on a green light at my chest, thinking of someone I love or even myself, and silently wishing them happiness and peace. Even something as simple as hugging a pet can send love to this chakra. Breathing exercises that expand the chest while thinking thoughts of forgiveness, compassion, or gratitude are powerful too. Over time, these heart-centered practices tend to soften us. In short, an open heart center helps us feel more connected, literally remembering that we are all one. Upward to the throat chakra, located in your throat region and often pictured as bright blue. This chakra governs communication, self-expression, and truth. When it's balanced, you feel confident speaking your mind, and you're also able to listen empathetically. When it's blocked, you might feel shy, find it hard to speak your truth, or even experience tension in the throat and neck area. To practice the throat chakra, you can try vocal exercises, humming, singing, or even shouting into a pillow to let out frustration. I personally find chanting simple mantras like Om or other sounds to be great for this. During meditation, I imagine a clear blue light in my throat, and as I breathe, I mentally affirm, I speak my truth clearly and lovingly. If there's something that's been difficult to say, I sometimes practice saying it softly to myself in private, standing tall and opening my throat. Even stretching the neck can help. The third eye chakra is located in the center of your forehead, between your eyes. It's usually pictured as an indigo, deep blue-purple light, and is linked to intuition, insight, and imagination. This chakra is like your inner vision. It helps you see beyond the obvious. When open, it enhances creativity, clarity, and dream recall. When blocked, you might feel stuck in negative thought patterns or have trouble concentrating. In health terms, some say blocked third eye energy can even show up as headaches or trouble seeing the big picture. But when it's balanced, people will follow their intuition and be able to see the big picture in every situation. To tune into your third eye, I often turn off distractions and sit quietly. focusing on the spot between my brows. Gentle eye movement exercises, slowly rolling eyes in circles, can help. In fact, many chakra meditation guides simply say to breathe into that space. Imagine a soft indigo light clearing away mental clutter. Working with this chakra can be as simple as mindfulness, paying attention to your inner voice and gut feelings. I sometimes reflect on a problem and imagine the indigo light illuminating the solution. If you practice these simple exercises, over time you might notice small aha moments, or that ideas seem to come easily to you. Finally, the crown chakra sits at the top of your head. It's often visualized as violet or white light and is considered the center of spirituality, enlightenment, and higher consciousness. Think of it as the place that connects you to everything beyond your individual self, the universe, the divine, or your deeper purpose. When it's balanced, people feel a sense of oneness and wisdom. When it's blocked, one might feel disconnected. Working with the crown chakra often involves quiet practices. Meditation is key. Sitting in silence, possibly visualizing a gentle violet or white light at your crown. Prayer or simply looking up at the sky can open this space. When I practice for the crown chakra, I like to end a meditation by feeling any tension leave through the top of my head, almost as if I'm pouring it out. Spending time in nature also helps. Gazing at the stars or just appreciating the beauty around me tends to expand that sense of connection. You might not feel anything dramatic right away, but with consistency, many people report a growing sense of peace and purpose. Sometimes it's described as a feeling of bliss or deep oneness when one practices meditation regularly. Now that you know the chakras, how do you actually work with them? One of the easiest ways is through meditation and visualization. Sit or lie down comfortably, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Then slowly bring your focus from the base of your spine upward, one chakra at a time. Imagine a red light glowing at the root, an orange light at the sacral area, and a yellow sun shining in your belly. At your heart, picture a soft green or pink light, then a clear blue at your throat, deep indigo at your third eye, and finally a bright white light at the crown of your head. By the end, you'll see all these lights aligned, flowing smoothly along your spine. It's a calming practice that helps you tune into each energy center. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can make you feel more balanced and aware. And that's it for today's journey through the chakras. Remember, you don't have to be an expert. Just give yourself a few quiet minutes each day to practice. Over time, even the smallest practices can bring more balance into your life.